Hey guys, Biker Mike here again. This video is going to be on how I repaired the lifting arm mechanism for the mower deck on my John Deere D170. Basically, the other day I was out cutting grass and I noticed it wasn't cutting very even, so I jumped off the mower and had a look at how the deck was sitting on it. Here you can see why it wasn't cutting evenly. The left side of the mower deck was basically riding right along the ground, and it wasn't being held up and supported by anything. So I got investigating underneath and saw that there was a metal tab on the lifting arm bracket that had broken off. So I'm just going to show you guys how to get at that. Careful with this, guys. Always wear your safety glasses. So what had happened was this tab on this lifting shaft that's all connected up to the lifting arm up here to change the deck height. This bracket right there had broken off at the weld down here on the shaft. Now I thought, well, that's not that big of a deal, I'll just weld it back on. But the problem is, here's the gas tank. So I really didn't want to weld it in place, but I found that you can actually take this whole shaft right out of the tractor without removing the gas tank, and once you get the shaft out you can weld these brackets back on. And the other problem is, at the factory they only welded one side of the bracket, so I welded both sides of the bracket onto the shaft just to make it extra stronger, and then I just hit it with a little black spray paint and put it all back together. So it is a little bit of a trick getting this shaft out. You just kind of have to rotate it around. Well, you have to unhook the lifting arm on the other side, just like you do on this side, and then you can just kind of wiggle this whole shaft out while kind of supporting the gas tank, because the shaft actually helps hold up the gas tank. So you just gotta kind of work it out, but it does come out, and you don't have to take a whole lot of stuff apart on it to get that shaft out of there and weld those brackets back on, depending on which bracket breaks. The other bracket wasn't broken, but I decided to weld it on the inside of the bracket as well, because it's just a really small little tack weld they put on at the factory, which I don't know if it's kind of like a sacrificial thing, so if you hit something really hard it breaks and doesn't bend, but I kind of have my doubts about that theory too. I just think it's a poor weld right from the factory. If you want to tackle it yourself, you can, rather than taking it into the dealer, because I'm sure they're going to charge quite a bit, and maybe they wouldn't even strengthen that bracket by welding it back on both sides. Maybe they would just try to sell you a new lifting shaft. But that's what I did to fix mine. It was a little bit of work, like I said, trying to spin it around and get it out of there, but it does come out. Then you can get it up on the bench and do a nice little weld job. I'm not a professional welder, but it's definitely stuck together, and it's a lot stronger than the factory because I welded it on both sides. And I guess under normal use they probably wouldn't break off, but I think what happened was I've got a couple boulders out in the front yard and I've bumped into them with the deck a few too many times, and maybe that just kind of jostled it around, and that's where it let go. So If your deck's cutting uneven and it won't go up and down evenly, have a look at these two arms on both sides of your tractor. And if they're broken, it's not that big of a deal. If you know somebody that can weld them up for you, just pull that shaft out, get it welded up, put it back in, and it won't cost you anything but a little bit of time, and it'll be stronger than original. Alright, hopefully that helps you guys out. I didn't do the whole video on this because this happened a couple years ago, but I thought I'd do a video in case somebody else has the same problem. I'm sure they do. If I've had the problem, most likely somebody else has, so just a helpful video for anybody that runs into that. And once again, thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video if you like the video, and also I'm going to leave a link down below to what I think is a pretty good deal on some tune-up kits for these John Deeres. Just click the link in the description and it'll take you right to a nice little shopping page there. You can shop around and look around for some other stuff too. And yeah guys, thanks a lot. Biker Mike out.